guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Monica and my channel is all about helping emerging bands get ahead in the music industry. Watching this, you are watching part 2 of my social media tips for bands. I put it out to you guys on Facebook and Instagram, asked you guys what social media questions or topics you wanted me to talk about. In this video, we're going to be talking about targeting your audience and growing your audience on social media. I also have an announcement coming at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Nick asked for tips on building fan bases and targeting the correct audience. So you're a new band, you've just created your Facebook and Instagram, you have 5 followers, that's you and your bandmates, and yeah, where do you go from here? So my first tip on growing an audience from the ground up is utilize your personal Facebook page as much as possible. Now, know what you're thinking, duh, Monica, like obviously I'm going to be inviting everyone I know to like my band's Facebook page, but what I'm about to tell you goes way deeper than just sending an invite to people. Yes, obviously you should be inviting everyone that you know, your friends and family, to like your band's page. That is a total given. So what I want you guys to think about is the fact that the 4 or 5 members of your band are probably going to have more Facebook friends combined than the amount of people that like your band page. And this is going to be the case for a while. Your personal social media accounts are by far the most important tool in promoting your band when you're first starting out. The people that you have on your friends list are either going to have similar interests to you, like music or music in your whatever genre your band plays in, or they're just going to be friends and family who will hopefully be wanting to support you in whatever you're doing. So you should be promoting your music just as much on your personal Facebook page as you are on your band page. Something you can do is share the posts from your band's page onto your personal page so people have that link automatically there, and then they can click through and like your band page if they haven't already. It just makes things nice and easy for them. You also need to be using your personal Facebook page to connect with other bands. Make sure that your personal social media pages are off private. If you are wanting to be a musician, you're obviously wanting to be in the entertainment industry, that means it's highly likely that once your band gets bigger, you're going to be a public figure. You're not just going to be some music fan who's doing it for a hobby. So take your pages off private. You can add other band members as friends. Don't be like messaging them to get on like the bills to their band's show or anything like that. That's just way too presumptuous. That will come over time as you start to build that relationship, but make sure you are genuinely supporting the band by clicking attending to those shows and then actually go, sharing their video clips, sharing events, and yeah, just connecting with people. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to their YouTube channel, whatever. Just showing your genuine support. Don't do it to get something back, but you just need to be aware of what's happening, and people will start paying attention to what you're doing, and you'll start to establish yourself more, and eventually that will establish your band. So this actually brings me to tip number 2 of finding your target audience, and that is to connect with other bands. So don't forget, other bands are music fans too, first and foremost. So if you follow them, they're highly likely to follow you back. Now, what I definitely do not recommend is following then unfollowing a bunch of random accounts just so they follow you back. I know a lot of people may disagree, but doing this kind of thing is a quick fix tool, and it's going to make the page look a little bit desperate, and at the end of the day, it's not going to get you genuine followers that are going to be attending your shows, buying your merch, buying your music. Plus, it's super annoying for people when they get multiple follows from the same account. By all means, go and follow other bands in your scene, the members of those bands, music industry like touring companies and management. Venues are a really good idea because you can tag them when you start playing gigs. Just don't follow a bunch of irrelevant people. My third tip for finding your target market is to utilize hashtags. So many bands that I follow don't even worry with hashtags, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because people don't want to seem as trying too hard to get people to like their posts and whatnot, but I assure you it is totally fine to use hashtags. If you don't want to put it in the main comment of a photo, for example on Instagram, then you can put it in a comment below. Hashtags can not only attract like-minded people to like your posts, but it can also be a good tool to find fans of your genre of music. So not only should you be adding relevant hashtags to your photos, and keyword relevant, don't be posting Insta good or Insta daily or shit like that. That's just gonna get you banned from Instagram if you use it too often anyway. So many people use those hashtags, you're going to get lost in the feed. Make them specific, not like crazy specific, like Don't make up words or anything like that because people aren't going to search it. And go and like those photos that are using that same hashtag. Leave a genuine comment and people will be drawn to your page. So my fourth and final tip is to utilize the sponsored posts feature specifically on Facebook. Now Facebook and Instagram are linked now, so you can use it on both, but I think Facebook still brings the most value as far as sponsoring posts. Now I know a lot of brands hate sponsoring posts. I totally understand that there are so many other things that you could be spending your money on, but as I mentioned in part 1 of this series, Facebook and Instagram and even YouTube nowadays are not automatically going to show all your posts to everyone that follows your page. There are just too many users on these platforms at the moment, and they need a way to filter out the content essentially and just show things that people are likely interested in. So when you click that promote button on a status, you have the option to target your specific market. So you can target that post on people that like your page and their friends, people within a certain region. You can filter it by gender, by age, by interests even. It is a really, really useful tool, especially when you're first starting out. Going forward, what I would recommend is putting aside a certain percentage of all your band's earnings towards sponsored posts, maybe like 5% or something like that. 10%, I don't know, whatever you guys feel is necessary. So then when the time comes that you really want to promote a gig in like a certain city, or you've got a new release and you want to like freaking promote it to the world, you have budget for that. So I do have a bit of an announcement. I have started taking on bands that wanted help with their social media as clients on a consultancy basis. So if you or your band has a single launch or an EP launch or album launch coming up and you don't think your social media is quite where it needs to be, then feel free to hit me up. I will leave my contact details in the description below, and I would love to work with you. So that plug aside, if you have any questions about anything that I've spoken about, then please feel free to leave me a comment in the comments section below, and I will get back to you. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever you're doing, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!